WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. White Township has its Emergency Services Expo coming up on Saturday, June the 29th, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the White Township Recreation Complex. Today, as we continue our month-long series looking forward to that event, we focus upon medical care and emergency services. And our conversation this morning brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Now, Chauncey Ross unable to be with us today, and it turns out that Chris Anderson from White Township, he's unable to be with us today as well. So our two White Township representatives not available, but that's okay because some folks who will be there are in the studio with us this morning. We've got Citizens Ambulance Services Mike Dunn with us this morning and Sarah George from the Indiana Regional Medical Center. And on the line with us is Emily Rippon, also from IRMC, who is in charge of trauma care. And so let's get Emily up there. Emily, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us. We are expecting that we'll get a call during this time from Matthew Lambert with the Allegheny Health Network Life Flight Helicopter Program. And if that happens, Emily, we'll try to keep you on the line through the conference, but sometimes that button doesn't work. So if we accidentally, I want to talk to you first just for that reason, because with that uncertainty about us, I don't want to lose you without having had a chance to speak with you about emergency services and trauma care, number one, but also what you're going to be able to do at the Emergency Services Expo. So trauma care at IRMC is true emergency care, isn't it?
It is. It's a really exciting time for us at IRMC as we're pursuing accreditation as a Level 4 trauma center with the Pennsylvania Trauma Systems Foundation.
What does that mean?
So what that accreditation will do is that allows us to prove the excellent care that we provide day in and day out. That proves to experts in the trauma industry that we really meet the standard and the benchmark for that, and that we provide just as exceptional care in the initial resuscitation of trauma patients as the larger trauma hospitals that you might think of.
The unexpected nature of trauma cases, I'm sure, plays a big role in the training of a trauma care professional such as yourself and the people on the team there at IRMC. You really don't know what's coming when that emergency occurs, do you?
You really don't. And we know that 60% of deaths from traumatic injuries occur in only 20% of the patient population, and that 20% is the rural community, which is what we have here in Indiana. We also know that the sooner the better to arrive to definitive trauma care. We really want to see you within an hour of the time that your injury occurs. And when you factor in response from EMS or a helicopter, we really don't have much time to find and fix your injury once we see you in the hospital.
Let's talk a little bit about that aspect of it. But I see the line ringing here. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on hold and catch the other line here to make sure that I don't drop him. So let's press that button, and let's press this one. And this morning should be Matthew Lambert with Life Flight. Matthew, is that you?
It is. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you with us. Emily Rippon is on the other line with us, and in the studio this morning we have Sarah George from IRMC and Mike Dunn from Citizens Ambulance Service. It's good that we have all of you together because, Matt, as you know, you have to work with every organization that is in that business, and we've got some fine representatives of that right here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a long-standing relationship with Citizens Ambulance, Indiana Regional Medical Center. 30-plus years we've been stationed out there, so we're happy to be there.
The Life Flight program as a whole really is a pioneering thing here in Western Pennsylvania. The Life Flight program, it serves as a model, does it not?
Yeah, so we don't know exactly, but we do know we are one of the first 10 programs in the nation. We do know we were first to the east of the Mississippi. So it's a pretty big deal for our industry. So that makes us one of the oldest. Last year we celebrated 45 years, so coming up on our 50th. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And to know that what Life Flight does is it connects people from rural areas such as ours to medical facilities all across Pennsylvania. and you're able to get people to Pittsburgh in most of the time we're talking about Pittsburgh, able to get people to Pittsburgh faster than anybody else can. But that care that takes place between the accident scene and wherever it is that they're destined to go for their care, that care in the air is pretty important stuff.
Yeah, it's basically a mobile ICU in the air. We have the same level of care. We have the opportunity to carry whole blood, which is really important for those very bad trauma patients that need to go to the city for further care. We have, all full-time staff. Depending on the day, you're either getting a nurse and a paramedic or a nurse and a nurse. They're all trained to the same level. Yeah.
Pretty exciting stuff, the way that it all operates. Hey, Matt, I'm going to put you on hold, and then I'm going to try to bring you and Emily back at the same time through the conference. Then I want to talk to our folks in the studio here as well. So let's do that. So he's on hold. There's Emily, and there's Matt. Are you both still with me this morning?
I am.
Emily,
I am.
All right, you're all there together, and so let's meet Mike Dunn and Sarah George in the studio with us as well. Mike from Citizens Ambulance Service. It's a emergency services and Citizens Ambulance, of course. All of these organizations, they go hand in hand with the word emergency. You are the first ones usually on the scene, aren't you?
That is true, very true. But it takes an entire team. It takes an entire network to make it happen and to get the best results for patient care. We're the first ones there. That's true. But we then transfer that care to the other experts. They take it from there. And like I said, it takes a teamwork.
Talk to me a second about the communication that has to occur from the accident scene to the folks at the hospital or even Lifeline.
Well, that's very important, and for us, on our way to the scene, a lot of times, knowing what we're dispatched to, we can communicate via radio or via cellular phone to the hospital just to give them a heads up as to what we're heading out to. Once we get there, once we're able to assess the situation, see what kind of injuries the patients have, that kind of thing, we're able then to speak to a physician at Indiana Regional. To talk about what is the next best thing for this patient, whether it's direct transport to their facility or air evacuation to a trauma center, at a further destination. So it's very important that we're able to do that, and the communication is key.
Yeah, and Sarah George, while we have been talking about trauma cases so far today, as the stroke coordinator at IRMC, you know how important that communication and the speed and skill that someone brings to a stroke situation can be.
Yes, very much so. On behalf of on the Emergency Expo, though, we are actually representing the Chest Pain Center. So those patients who come in complaining of chest pain or having a heart attack, those are the types of things that we want to reach out to the community about during this expo.
Yeah. When somebody has a heart attack and they need that emergent care right away, there are certain steps that you follow. You can't panic in a situation like that, can you?
Right. You have to stay calm, and all of those people that are on the line with us, they all know in emergency care that's one of the number one things that we can do for the patient and their family.
Yeah. Now, when the hospital gets a call from somebody in a Citizens Ambulance that they're bringing in a heart patient, talk about that teamwork aspect. Everybody is right there at the door as soon as they hit the door, aren't they?
Quite literally. So they'll call us in and they'll tell us, that they have this emergency type of patient, whether they're having a heart attack or not. If they're not and they need assessed, we sometimes meet them out at the ambulance bay, help them bring the patient in to the room, and we transfer care. They give us a bedside report handoff so we know everything that they did for you in the field, and then we resume that care in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting to see how that can all come together. Back to the line we go with first Matt Lambert from Lifelight. Matt, I know that you're busy too, and I'll let you go after I get your response from this. That communication that we were talking about with Mike and with Sarah here this morning, the way that you communicate to the various entities, because you're talking to the ambulance on the ground, you're talking to the hospital to which the patient will go, how that all coordinates, that's not an accident that all works together so
Right.
well, is it?
No, there's a lot of moving parts. So, it all stems from our communication center here in Pittsburgh. As far as team flights go, we are communicating with the ground through various county LZ channels that, everyone's aware. We also do extensive training with fire departments in the area for landing zones set up just to make sure everyone's safe and everyone, training is key, right? It makes everything go a little bit easier, so we like to do that well. And, of course, the physicians at the doctor, if they feel that at the hospital, if they feel they need to transfer the patient to Pittsburgh, we have a well-established system for that, too, and we're right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Emily Rippon, let's bring you back into the conversation as well. Mike Matt just used the phrase, training is key. Really it is, isn't it?
It really is. And right now at IRMC, we're spending a lot of time trying to get our nurses and the entire holistic multidisciplinary trauma team educated on ways to look for the injuries and how to best take care of our patients once they arrive to our facility, be that by private vehicle or with our EMS partners.
Yeah, and there's an institution called, actually, the Institute for Rural Health and Safety at IUP, which is a part of this mix as well, a center that helps with the first responder and emergency response team training, EMT training, driver education, and improvement programs. They do all of those different sorts of things. So that education component is such a key, because you have to be confident that the folks that you have working on the team know what they're doing.
Absolutely. And that confidence in the team really translates to their ability to trust their instincts and trust their skills to just be really great practitioners and providers.
All right, Matt, Emily, we're going to let you folks go, and we're going to have just another question or two for Sarah and for Mike in the studio. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the event. Thank you.
All right, there you
Have
go.
a great day.
Thank you. There's Emily and Matt. They're off the line now. Let's talk to Mike and to Sarah in the studio for just a couple of moments. Sarah, what will you be doing at the expo itself?
So at the expo, we will be there on behalf of IRMC's Chest Pain Center teaching hands-only CPR. That's something that the American Heart Association is pushing for community members. And what that does is that teaches someone how to do, just as it says, hands-only CPR. So the rate and the depth of how you're going to do those compressions on someone that you find collapsed either in the community or to a family or loved one, until someone in the emergency response system can get there and complete the care.
So that'll be hands-on.
Yes, that's hands-on training. Yes.
With the dummy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Not a dummy like me.
No, the mannequins will be there. And I'll be there with several emergency room nurses, and some of the resident physicians from IRMC will be there to help me teach.
Terrific. Mike, what will folks learn from Citizens Ambulance at the expo?
Well, we're basically going to be teaming up with IRMC to do the same thing, to help them out with the demonstrations of hands-only CPR, also stop the bleed, and teaching people how to stop bleeding, which both the CPR and stop bleeding are two critical measures that anybody can do to help somebody until those first responders get there to take over care.
The expo is going to be on Saturday, June the 29th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the White Township Recreation Complex. Remember that if you come, you can play the Meet the Heroes game. You pick up your event program, including your game card, visit your participating agencies, and ask the representatives to mark their spot on the game card. Gather up all the cards and deposit them at the White Township Supervisor's table at the event, and the entries will be drawn to win Sheets gift cards valued at $50. Thank you so much to both of you for coming in, and to our phone folks as well for helping us to understand the Healthcare Expo part of the Emergency Services Expo. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Todd.
Appreciate it, Tom.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Boomer Sports next.
This is Boomer Esiason with the Sportsman Aid. What a week for Tiger Woods and his son, Charlie. On Tuesday, the PGA Tour announced it had created a sponsor exemption for lifetime achievement. This allows players with 80 or more tour victories to qualify for signature events. The only player who actually meets that criteria is, of course, Tiger Woods. Now, yesterday, 15-year-old Charlie won a qualifier to play in the U.S. Junior Amateur. So congratulations to both. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Don't miss a second of NWSL action.
Heel pass, LaFonta, shoots, scores!
Every club, every matchup. From kickoff to equalizers. Every PK, every save. The best players in the world play here. Find where to watch at nwslsoccer.com/watch. NWSL. We play here.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
I'm Bob Marcus.
And I'm Brian Nitterheiser.
After an accident, don't risk your future without first calling Marcus and Mac.
When life changes in the blink of an eye, you need aggressive and experienced representation.
That's where Marcus and Mac can help.
The consultation is free, and we have 5 convenient offices, including Indiana.
Marcus and Mac, local care with a national reputation, because we mean business.
Call the Hurt Line or visit us online at marcusandmac.com.
Want to know what happens when compassion and character find a need? The staff at Community Living and Learning in Indiana will tell you.
My name is Cheryl, and I work for Community Living and Learning as a DSP. It has been 11 years since I joined the team. If you are looking to enrich the lives of others as well as your own,